What's up, y'all? It's Ty back with another video. We're going to be reacting to Mick Talks Hoops. He came from the 2K community. I came from the 2K community. Yes, the GOAT of everything. He's going to be grading every 2024 NBA draft pick. There were some good ones. There was definitely some questionable ones. I thought the Timberwolves did a great job last night. Trading future assets, obviously, for Rob Dillingham. And then, obviously, Terrence Shannon Jr., with the 27th pick, I thought was a great addition as well. So we're going to be looking at this, reacting to it, and seeing who he's high on compared to I.
So today we are ranking every single draft pick right here. We're going to be ranking every single first round draft pick in the NBA draft. Before we get on to it though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're 80 or 99 off 13K. If we could hit that by the end of the day, that's insane. And lads,
go show him love, man. The link will be down below in the description. Go subscribe to Mick Talks Hoops if you do not yet.
It is 5:30 in the morning right now. I've been up
Ultimate grinder, man. Ultimate grinder.
All day. I've been up all day right now making content. So if you guys could subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. We upload more basketball content here than anywhere else. So we're going to be grading every one of these picks, and it is going to be looking at just the 30 picks in the first round.
To be honest, this draft was deeper than I initially thought it would be.
Looking at, obviously, the situations, and again, just like these, I will look back at it in a while, and I'm going to be wrong on at least 50% of these.
The draft is a crapshoot.
That's the thing with the draft. It is an absolute crapshoot. If NBA teams are paying millions for people to draft consistently bad, like the Pistons, then surely a guy on YouTube is, if I have a better hit rate, I'll be happy. So, Zachary Sachet was taken number 1. So
I think Sar was the best prospect.
He was.
But easily, I think Klingon actually might be the best player. But
like 6'8", without shoes, 6'8" and a bit. He's lengthy. He's going to be able to play a role. He was the obvious pick. So, look, do I think he's anything special? No. I don't, but I don't think there's that many. I don't think there's many players in this draft.
This draft wasn't special.
Zachary Sachet. And he's that prototypical player. He could be an MPJ with defense. That's a player every team needs. An MPJ with defense and passes the ball, which is crazy. But
MPJ makes some crazy shots. That's all I know.
I'm going to go A for this grade. The reason why I'm going A is because I think it was just the right pick. Sar does not want to play for you. And that's the thing. If Alex Sar does not want to play for you,
I just think that's so dumb. Of why do people want to just go where you're drafted, man?
Like,
I don't
you really
like
are
that,
not.
Man.
Trust me on that. You are not getting anyone better than
I think Sar was I think Sar was a better player, but
him. Let's be real. Number 2, Alex Sar. Alex Sar, I cannot unsee the fact that Alex Sar looks like Caitlin Clark.
I don't know why people think that. Like, I don't necessarily see that. Do y'all see that? I don't see him looking like Caitlin Clark, but that's just me.
Cannot unsee that. I'm sorry, I can't unsee it. That was going long.
Maybe his eyes.
I can't unsee it.
Maybe he's like eyes.
Alex Sar, look, he is 7 foot, 7'1", an athlete who has some of the highest upside in this draft. Don't know if he'll be able to shoot the ball, but he might be able to shoot the ball at some stage. And I think that's one of the big reasons why people are super, super high on
I think
Alex
his
Sar.
upside is ridiculous.
Obviously, for me, Alex Sar, again, an obvious pick. And I don't think you can really go anything other than A with, like, the obvious picks because they didn't screw up.
I think those two, yeah, you can't go wrong. Reed Shepherd is interesting, but the Rockets were in a tough position.
Number 3, Reed Shepherd. And I don't hate Reed Shepherd.
It's just an interesting pick, man.
He has a shorter wingspan than me. I get it. He's got a 40-inch vertical. He's sneaky athletic.
He's a shooter. He's a shooter, too. Like a 40-inch vertical and shot over 50% from 3. Like, I don't think you can necessarily hate on it.
As I'm surprised the word sneaky athletic was not used during the draft today. I'm also surprised they didn't say he played. They might have said he played the game the right way. I don't know. Maybe it's the hair, but, like, he might be the least intimidating. I think it is the hair. He needs a haircut. He needs a haircut badly because this man does not look like someone who should be a 3rd pick in an NBA draft.
His haircut isn't great, and I'm not trying to sit here and hate on him, but it's not great.
Though, I'm not a big fan of him. 3 points in his tournament game. I know it's only 1 game. He'll fit in. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I just think the Rockets were in a tough position here. What are they supposed to take?
But as a third pick in the draft,
Castle, maybe?
I'm going D for Reed Shepherd.
I don't hate the
giving
D
him a
grade.
D.
I think that's probably pretty accurate. I'm not saying he's bad, but I just don't like the number 3 spot.
But I just think you could have traded down, gotten some assets, and picked up a player equally as good, if not better, than Reed Shepherd rather than keeping this pick. I don't like this one. Then there is Stephon Castle to San Antonio. And this it's a weird one because
I don't know if he'll ever be able to shoot the ball. That's the question mark I have, but
San Antonio's
he's
day
so
as
good.
a whole, I would go D. But I'm not going to go D for Stephon Castle pick because I think he could be good. I just think that they're very reliant on a non-point guard to show things he didn't in college. They're very reliant on a guy who has not shot the ball well at any stage in his life to suddenly become a shooter.
Maybe the Spurs saw something in workouts or something, but I don't know.
UConn, the defense.
He's
going to be a really good NBA
he's
player,
going to be
I just
good.
don't know how
His
good he's
build
going to be
is fantastic.
Right now,
6'6", 210.
The other point guard they could have gotten, Rob Dillingham. They basically had a chance to make sure that if one of those two was good, they were sorted. But now they're putting all their eggs in Stephon Castle's basket for a pick 6 years down the line. Overall, I give them a D, but for the Stephon Castle pick, I don't hate it. I like Stephon
I think
Castle.
he was
I'll go B.
the right pick there. I mean, I think Klingon slipped way too far down boards. That's the one thing that I'm holding that I don't like, but I like
I'll go
Castle.
B. I think it's a B pick in general. Then there is Ron Holland. And this is a problem when it comes to Ron Holland. I think Ron Holland is good. I really like Ron Holland as a player. I think he would have been a great pick one further down for Charlotte. I think Charlotte getting Ron Holland would have been a great pick for them. I think there are a lot of scenarios where Ron Holland could have been a really good player early in his career.
I think he's fine. And again, a lot of people are like, oh, Ty, like they picked him way too early, or Ty, they should have traded back. There's no guarantee. We've seen it in the draft. People reach all the time on players they really like and even trade up in specific situations. There's no guarantee that Ron Holland is there if they trade down to 7 or 8, for example.
He can't shoot the ball at all.
No, he can't.
And he's at a team where he's going to get no spacing. He is a player that's going to need spacing, and he's on a team with a bunch of players that can't shoot the ball. And a point guard who needs players that can shoot the ball. This is not a knock on Ron Holland. This is not a knock on Ron Holland, and I cannot stress that enough. This is not a knock on Ron Holland. Ron Holland's going to be a good player. F.
F is crazy. F is crazy. And I get what Mick Talks Hoops is saying, man. Like, I get it. Cade Cunningham needs spacing. He's got Asar Thompson with Jaden Ivey, with Ron Holland, with a big that can't shoot. Like, I get it. But an F, I think Ron Holland is fine. I have no issues with this. I like this pick more than the Reed Shepherd pick, to be honest.
F.
I don't mind Ron Holland
pick.
at all.
How the hell is a lineup of Cade? Of their last 5 picks, you've got a point guard. With your number 1 pick, you took a point guard who needs shooters around him to be successful. You took a 2 guard who can't shoot. Then you took a center who can't shoot.
Ooh.
Then you took a small forward 2 guard who can't shoot. And then you're after taking a small forward, power forward who can't shoot.
I think Jaden Ivey has potential. The rest, I don't know.
You've taken a point guard with your last number 1 overall pick 3 years ago who needs shooters around him. And every single first-round pick you've had since then, you've taken a non-shooter. It's ridiculous. Terrible pick for Detroit.
Okay, he's gassing it. It's really not a bad. It's not a bad pick. It might be a bad fit, but again, you can work those things out. The Pistons aren't going to win next year, anyways.
Tejan Salone, I think you might have been able to get him a little bit lower. Considering
a lot of people didn't like this pick, in my chat when I was streaming, but I don't. Again, a lot of these picks I'm not going to hate because I don't think when we get further on, yes, I'll hate some picks, but this to me was fine. I'm not going to hate this.
The fact that Memphis were looking to trade up from 9 to 6, I think you could have still got him at 9. I think he was still there at 9. You could have gotten something else. So
the thing for me is depending on what Memphis was willing to give up, and Memphis probably really, really wanted Klingon. I mean, you could have made things shake because Klingon would have been gone, and then you might have still had a shot to draft the same guy.
For the pick itself, I think he's a high upside player, but I don't know how good he is right away. And he wasn't an obvious choice. So there is always still risk.
I'd give Holland a C.
He's a higher
I'd give this a
upside
C.
Ricochet, but a lower floor. I'm going to say B for the pick. I'll say C for the fact that for the Hornets, because I think you would have had the ability to trade down and still get.
Because this would have been a perfect spot for Klingon to go. Perfect. If Memphis did want to trade up.
So that's my whole thing with that. is I don't think it's a bad pick. I'm going to say B because I think he does have a lot of upside. 7, Donovan Clingan.
A plus. This is the steal of the draft.
Look, you wanted Clingan. You were going to trade up to 4 to 3 to get him. Rumors were you were going to trade up to 3 to get him with Houston. You got your guy without losing any other assets. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Donovan Clingan.
It's A. I think he's the best player in this draft right now, and it will be 5 years from now. I'm really high on Donovan Clingan. The way he protects the rim, what I saw in the NCAA tournament, man, I'm really extremely high on Clingan.
Not even that high on Donovan Clingan.
I am.
You wanted him. You got him. You got him 3 positions lower than he was meant to be. You got
I think
him in a
Clingan
really
will
good
be
situation.
fantastic.
Not even a good situation. You got him in like a really good position to draft, and you didn't have to give up any extra assets to get your guy. So, hey, if you are dead set on a guy who's projected 3 positions higher than you, especially in the top 10, and you get him at your pick at 7, can't complain. Rob Dillingham,
My Minnesota goat. Hey, T-Wolves. A for the Wolves.
Dillingham to Minnesota.
A to the Wolves. It's an A. It's an A. It's an A, man. We need a guy that can go get a bucket. We need a guy that can run with Ant in our future. Dillingham, I'm not saying he will be that guy, could be that guy.
I really like this one.
He could be that guy.
I like this one because if you're Minnesota, you have got a point guard who will learn from Mike Conley.
Yep.
Mike Conley is an extremely successful undersized guard. He's gonna be.
He is. And a lot of like the question marks are with Rob Dillingham is his defense. Well, guess what? Mike Conley is 6'1", not very like the same build, and defensively, Mike Conley's been great throughout his career. No better guy.
Be learning from Mike Conley. He's gonna be playing with Cat. Maybe playing with Cat. He's going to be playing with Anthony Edwards. He's not going to have to do too much straight away. He's going to be able to use his playmaking. He's got unbelievable defenders around him, which will hide the bit of the deficiencies on defense. And he's got a mentor in Mike Conley. This is an
The mentorship of Mike Conley, I think, is so valuable here.
Situation for Rob Dillingham. This is a guy who is going to be in Rookie of the Year conversations. Maybe not. Sorry.
Okay, Rookie of the Year conversations. I don't know. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. He'll probably get about 15 a game, but I think he's a perfect backup point guard. Genuinely. I think he's a perfect backup point guard.
Might be in most improved player conversations in his 2nd or 3rd year in the league.
Maybe his 3rd year, yeah, once Conley's out.
This is your contingency plan for Mike Conley. This would have been an A pick as well if you were San Antonio, because it would have meant that only one of him or Stephon Castle would have had to pan out, and you can go and trade the other one.
I don't know why San Antonio traded it. Like, 2030, like that's so far away.
I really don't like San Antonio Spurs trading this pick, but it is an A all around for Minnesota.
It is. The Wolves did great in this draft. I'm telling y'all, they did great.
I think Minnesota were huge winners in the draft, getting him and getting Terrence Shannon Jr. Zach Edey at 9.
I'm gonna give it a C. I mean, I don't hate the fit, I don't hate the pick, but I mean, just too early in my opinion.
You see, Memphis, as I've said, like
they want to Clingan, man.
I think I put Edey at 9, and everyone called me an idiot in one of my mock drafts, because my logic is Memphis have had major success with slow-footed bigs as a franchise, whether that be Gasol, Valanciunas, and I genuinely think that he is the most mobile 7'4" player, other than Wembanyama, who's just a freak, like big 7'4" player, like Mark Eaton build, Yao Ming build. He's the most mobile of those guys we've ever seen, and I think Zach Edey, considering his improvement year on year, is
the hard part for me is we haven't seen a player like Edey in a long time.
I genuinely think Zach Edey at 9. Is it a reach? Yes.
It is.
He fit a need.
I'm going to go
Would
C.
I have taken Khalil Ware over him? Yes. I think it's a reach because I like the pick. I think he's going to be good for them. But taking Zach Edey 9, I'm not going to go above a C.
I think a C is right. I think that's what you got to give him.
Go above a C for taking Zach Edey 9.
Especially if I'm Memphis, I trade up and get Clingan. I do. I think Clingan is so good.
Even though I don't hate the pick. I really don't hate the pick. I might maybe go B. And then we got the Utah Jazz taking Cody Williams.
Good pick.
Look,
B.
He is a 6'7", 6'8", long wingspan wing who shoots a good
It's just crazy when I see somebody 6'7", 178. Y'all realize how skinny that is? And I'm not hating on Cody Williams. Like, I'm 6'2". No, I'm... Okay, yeah, it's 6'2", 170, man. And I'm not an NBA player. I think that's crazy.
Who shoots a very good percentage on low volume.
I think I'm like
he's not going to be the best creator, but he's going to come in and do something. A very much Danny Ainge pick. I'm surprised he didn't go with Matas Buzelis. I think it's a very solid pick. So for Cody Williams, I'm going to go B.
Is right.
Would have liked to have seen him draft to 12, but I'm going to go B. Then you've got Matas Buzelis at 11. This is a kid from Chicago.
I think it's got to be an A pick. I mean, I know a lot of people thought they'd go elsewhere. With what is his name, Carter out of Providence. But I mean, this is a good pick.
This is a guy who was delighted to be drafted by there. He wanted to be drafted by there, and this is a guy who is dead set on proving his haters wrong. He's dead set.
Oh yeah, he blocked DBG because or Mick, because Mick said something about how he's not a top 5 pick and he blocked him.
Proving his haters wrong, like massively dead set. So dead set that he blocked me on Twitter for saying that I didn't think he was a top 5 pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see him. He's the type of guy that will know every player that went above him in the draft.
It's literally the facts. It's literally the facts. He will be able to know every single player that was drafted ahead of him if he pans out. And yeah, he runs to prove people wrong. Will he? I don't know. I saw some highlights on Twitter about him like just being all over the place, but we'll see.
And he's going to be there, whether it's him or his brother. Someone's going to be there with Twitter fingers anytime if he outperforms his position at 11. I thought he was going to go 5 to Detroit. I think he's 100 times better pick than Ron Holland to Detroit, to be honest. I don't know. I think they just must have randomly just picked the wrong G League Ignite player. But I think he's going to be a really good player. Again, I will always say the idea of Matas Buzelis is probably better than the player.
Right. Because like when I watched highlights of him on Twitter, it was not impressive.
At the same time, in this year's draft, to get a guy with his upside, 6'10", can handle, can play, make a bit. The shooting, bad in the G League Ignite, but I think it's there. I think I think most years he's not a top 5 pick, which ironically was what I said, that he's probably not worth a top 5 pick most years. He was definitely worth a top 5 pick this year. And to get him at 11, and he's a Chicago kid.
Are you going to go A?
Not as good.
I think you got to go A.
Matas Buzelis, you are one of
this late in the draft.
A. And yeah.
I think that's valid.
I'm saying this despite the fact that the man blocked me on Twitter. I would love to, you know what, screw it. You blocked me on Twitter. I'm going to be petty. Matas, F. I'm number.
The fact that you block somebody is crazy. Like the tweet or something, but don't block somebody for that.
Matas a hater for the rest of his
career. That's so sorry, especially because he didn't even at him. He just said his name. No
matter how good he is, the only time I will ever cheer for Matas Buzelis is when he's playing for Lithuania against the United States. It's the only time I'll ever cheer for him. But I don't know. Nothing at all. It's just hilarious being blocked. Hilarious. Someone asked me to look for his brothers in my stream. Someone goes, oh, check his Twitter. He posts his brother all the time. I looked at his Twitter and I was blocked. That is one of the funniest stream moments ever. But Nikola Topic at 12, he's Josh Giddey.
The thing is, he's out for a year, but the Thunder can kind of deal with that. They can stash him. You know what? There's no reason for him to be playing next year. The dude is so young. He's 19 years old right now?
You have got Josh Giddey, who's a better free throw shooter. You've got Serbian Josh Giddey, who's young. I actually think I said it. If you were in my...
Oh, wait. He's expected to be 100% healthy for the Summer League? I thought he was out a year, basically. What the... I guess I don't know what's going on then. I thought on ESPN I saw he was going to be probably out a year.
Original mock draft.
Maybe I don't know.
Jacob, I literally said redshirt him a year. Get him on a shooting machine. Get him ready.
Oh, maybe that's what DBG said.
NBA.
Okay.
Don't put him in. If you can get that jump shot improving, because of his size, because of his playmaking ability, he could be incredible. And OKC, because of the injury, what they did with Chet, they saw how successful it was with Chet. This is at 12, A.
I don't mind it. Again, he probably doesn't need to even do anything next year. He does.
Really is A.
OKC's going to be just fine.
He's there on the shooting machine for a year and can improve. I think Topic has that top 3 potential in this draft. Devin Carter for Sacramento.
I love Devin Carter for Sacramento. I'm going to give them an A. And I know it's not like a crazy steal or anything, but I think he's exactly what Sacramento needs. I'm giving him an A. Giving him an A.
He's going to be fine. He's going to probably back up your Malik Monk. He's going to back up. He could start, there's no guarantee he couldn't start. He could start.
Defensively, he's a dog,
he's
man.
That great a pick for Sacramento. I like him as a player.
I love him in Sacramento.
At Miami. I think he would have been better at... I think he would have... He's going to be an impact player straight away.
Because Sacramento needs somebody like him.
I don't even think 13 is too high. I just don't really like him to Sacramento.
I do.
I think he's a good player, so I'm going to go B. I don't think there were any too crazy ones at this stage in the draft. I'm going to put him in here at B right now, and now you can only see B. Let's put him back right there. But yeah, I do think that he was pretty decent, and B, I think, is a completely fair ranking for him. So, next up after Devin Carter is 14th pick, and it is Buff Carrington.
It's crazy how far Connect fell, man. The fact that the Lakers got Connect is crazy to me.
Bob Carrington.
I'm gonna go. I'm not super high on Bob Carrington. I'm gonna go see.
Look, he's the best point guard at that spot in the draft. He was the best point guard available.
It probably was.
Tall, got good length.
I'm not gonna hate on that.
They needed a point guard. The Wizards took him, and the Wizards really needed a guard. The Wizards got a wing, a center, and a guard, so they got everything they needed in this draft. So, like, if we're talking about perfect drafting, they got all they needed with that.
I'm not gonna lie.
From that Denny Avdia trade and the picks they had, and they got a future pick. Look,
it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with Brogdon.
What they got the best point guard available. Hey, it's just.
I think it's just more about me not loving Bub Carrington, but I don't hate it. I don't hate the
obvious
fit.
picks have to be A. You don't need like a absolute unbelievable pick, but I'm not going to knock them for taking the best player and what they need. For taking the best player available in their need, I'll never give anyone other than A, because it's a no-brainer pick.
DBG loves Khalil Ware too, so he'll probably go A here.
One of my favorite picks in the entire first round.
I told you.
This is a guy.
He's handing out A's like I'm drinking coffee. Okay, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's tough to come up with things on the fly. What I was basically saying is I drink a lot of coffee. He gives out a lot of A's. Anyways, I'll let Mick talk.
Who has almost identical measurables.
Bad joke.
To Alex Sarr.
Yo, and I spilled my coffee. Man, I just spilled my coffee. Anyways, Khalil Ware, I don't know. At Indiana, he was just fine. Like, that's really all to say. But
Alex Sarr. And his instincts are better than Alex Sarr. Problem is, a lot of people are questioning his motor. And this is why I don't. He was not good as a freshman. And then the next year, he improved to 16 and 10 with 2 blocks a game. So, again, 42% shooter from 3.
I'm not going to lie, 42% from 3 is crazy.
I genuinely think that the only way you can tell if somebody likes the game enough, because that's the problem is
the thing for Khalil Ware is this too, is he's not super young. And I'm not saying he's super old, but what is he, 21? He's not super young. No, he's 20. Let me see. No, I was wondering. 20. Yeah, he's 20, right? 20? Yeah, 20. He's not old, but
does he like the game enough? Is if they improve year on year. And his improvement from his freshman to his sophomore year was so big.
He transferred though, so it might be
one of these steals at a draft, especially to Miami. If Khalil Ware reaches his full potential, I'm telling you, he has
he'd be a good fit beside Bam if he can shoot the ball.
Than Khalil Ware, but he has SAR potential. A. I'm giving a lot of A's in this draft.
You're handing them out.
Because I think a lot of teams did pretty well. Jared McCain for the Sixers.
You have Dalton Connect staring you in the face, and you take McCain. And I get it. Everybody has their own reason. But it's you have Maxey. I don't get it.
Jared McCain is a scorer. He's going to come off the bench. He's obviously not going to start. The Sixers are a good team. I like him. I think there were better fits for Philly. I think there were a lot better fits for Philly. I think he would, had they not re-signed Malik Monk, I think he would have been perfect for Sacramento at 13. I think there were better fits. I like him as a player. I think 16 is probably even lower than I would have projected, but specifically for Philly, I'm going to go C.
We connect right there. I just don't like it.
I think a Tristan Da Silva, I think a Dalton Connect would have helped out the team a little bit more.
Lakers get an A, man.
Then we got Dalton Connect at 17. This is a guy that was being mocked as high as 4.
He's literally so good.
And went 17th. This was this year's... what's his name? This was this year's...
Cam Whitmore.
He's Cam Whitmore. And the fact is that there was no reason for him falling. He's just a little bit old. He was one of the best players in college basketball last year. Arguably a steal of the draft.
He's A.
Of course, he falls to LA. Of course he falls to LA. And he stopped the Bronny James dream. 18, Tristan Da Silva.
Good pick. Fits in with the Magic. It's a good pick.
The Magic.
I feel like they needed more offense maybe, but Da Silva can do a little bit of everything. He's going to fit right in.
He really fits in. So, He's an upperclassman. He does everything okay. Going to be able to give you minutes straight away. He's a similar age to a Franz Wagner. He's a similar age to a Paolo Banchero.
Though.
Maybe a year or two younger than some of them.
He's
or
old,
older
man.
than some of them. But he is in that time frame.
23.
He's in the exact same time frame as the a lot of the other players on that team. He's a guy that, depending on what they're looking for, could start some games. He could come off the bench. I would have loved to have seen him drop to 20 to Cleveland. I think that would have been a great fit for him.
I agree.
I'll go B.
De Silva's a decent pick.
I do like the pick, especially for that team. Then we've got Jacoby Walter.
Another good pick. I like this pick.
For Toronto. I don't like Jacoby Walter to Toronto because he's either sitting on the bench.
I mean, he could be a bench piece year one. My thing is this. What does Toronto need? I mean, they go... Here's my thing. They go IQ, Walter, RJ, Scotty, and the Jacoperto. Like, they don't really need anything. RJ can play that 3, man. He can play the 3.
Or I just don't know what they want because obviously you've got Emmanuel Quickly, you've got Quentin Grimes, you've got Grady Dick, you've got...
Come on, man. Those guys are on the bench. I mean, maybe... And that's what I'm saying. You could run Grady and then bring Jacoby Walter off the bench. But he could fit in. He could fit in.
RJ Barrett already in his position. And this was a best player available pick. I just don't know about the fit unless they're looking to move on with somebody else.
I don't mind the fit. They'll find minutes for him. The Raptors are going to be bad again.
Somebody that's he's either going to play less minutes or someone
He'll
that we
probably
expect
come
to
off
play
the
more
bench.
minutes is going to play less. Just purely for fit. And I know you draft best player available at times and make it work. I think
he'll be fine.
I get it.
A guy like Gary Trent Jr. needs to get out of there, but
he wasn't that much better than some of the other guys available. And there were guys like, I actually thought Filipowski was going to go here at 19. And ironically, maybe it's not the
that's crazy. Filipowski didn't even get drafted the first round. I saw something after the draft, like how he was upset. But like, obviously, man, it's a lot of money, man. And to not get drafted in the first round is just sad.
First pick because I think, did I have the first pick of the...
Yeah, they do. They have the first pick of the second round. They do.
Yeah, they do. Filipowski's there for them. So the guy that I thought they should have taken at 19 is there for them at 31. So they can take him there.
What are the odds they take him? Probably not good.
But yeah, I'll go C for him.
F. I do not care. I don't want to hear nobody talk about, oh, Jalen Tyson did this. F. If I'm wrong, you guess what, Jalen Tyson. You can at me on Twitter. Say I don't know, boys. Say I don't know what I'm talking about. F. I don't care. F.
Jalen Tyson.
F.
Jalen Tyson's good.
F.
Jalen Tyson is good. He's
F.
a junior. He's an older player. Obviously played at Cal. Cal haven't been good in a while, have they? Like, I know I didn't watch much of them last year. But
no, they were bad. Really bad.
When Sam Alajiki and Andy Okafor, when the two Irish guys were there, they were terrible.
They stink.
I just think you could have got better than him.
He was a reach. Huge reach. At 20?
Could have got better than him. You could have got a better fit.
Isaiah Collier's there.
Isaiah Collier would have been a better fit, especially since you're going to lose one.
What are we doing?
Mitchell or Garland.
What are we doing?
I think overall, I'm going to give this pick a D.
F.
I think you could have got him a little bit later.
F.
I think there were better players in his position than him, but I'll go D. Then you've got...
Good pick. A. Probably B, but this is a good pick.
With New Orleans, because I don't see how
Here's the deal with New Orleans, man. They need two things. They need a rim protector and a stretch big next to Zion. That's what makes Zion so tough. He's a great player, but he's not a rim protector, and he can't shoot. So it's like, yeah, are you going to run Joval out there that doesn't protect the rim, or are you going to get a rim protector and try to figure it out offensively? I don't know.
Be able to play with Zion. He's a non-shooting. He's a freaky athletic player. He was mocked here a lot. I don't see how he's going to fit with Zion Williamson. And
I think he's worth it, though. I'd go B. I mean, he's a rim protector, though. He is.
Go
And New Orleans needs
player. I think he might have been the best center available at that position, but I do think Filipowski's fit was a little bit better with Zion specifically and with the team they have. Then you've got Deron Holmes.
Good
this
pick.
Is a pick that Denver Nuggets traded up for this pick. And look.
It's a good pick. I know he wasn't projected this high a lot of places, but a lot of people did have him mocked this high.
Deron Holmes is a player that can spread the floor a little bit. He shoots the ball well.
He's a good pick, man.
He's going to be able to play at the 5 when Jokic is off the floor, and he's going to be a huge upgrade at that 4 or 5 position. He's good. He's really good. And this is a guy that I was thinking he could have went higher, he could have went lower, but I actually think this is a really, really good
I'm going to go
pick
B.
For Denver. They traded up for him. I don't think it's a A pick.
But like even with the Cavs, I'd rather the Cavs take him than Tyson.
Say B. I'm gonna say B. I do like this pick for Denver. Then we've got AJ Johnson.
F.
This guy would have been there at 33. They took him at 23. This guy was a 4-star recruit.
He's super young. I get it.
Went to Australia and sat on the end of the bench, and somehow became a first-round pick. It just shows like you can be a 4-star. You can be literally the 47th recruit. Not even projected to be drafted.
I'm just confused. Was it his measurables? Was it his combine?
Coming out of high school. You can go to Australia, sit on the end of the bench, and be a first-round pick. Or if you're Isaiah Collier, you can be the first top-ranked recruit. You can go to USC. You can play pretty well at USC, and you can go 29th in the draft. If you're a top recruit,
Collier did get hurt.
I'm telling you. All you have to do is be a 4 or 5-star recruit. You can go to another country if they take you. Sit your ass on the bench, and you're going to be drafted. F. This is an F pick. Could he be better than an F pick? Yeah. Was he 100% available? Would he 100% have been available at 33? Yeah. If he does pan out, great. Milwaukee just have a really good scouting system. But from the outside looking in, I get it.
I agree. F.
I get it. He has potential. This is an F pick. I might go as high as D. If
No.
they took him at 33, if he was taken at 33, 10 picks later, you could go C. But the fact is that
he's an F.
Would have got him with their 33.
And I'm sorry for AJ Johnson. If you're watching this, you won't. But if you do, I'm sorry.
As well
but
as
you're
that,
an
they
F
literally,
right now.
they just
Not an
could
F
have gotten
person
a player
or an F player.
better here than they could
But
have
for the
gotten
23rd pick?
At 33.
Come on, man.
Keyshawn George.
Great pick.
Who traded? I think the Wizards traded up for him. Look, he's a shooting, tall wing, plays a bit of defense. Trading up for him, I don't know. I think he might have still been there if they didn't trade up for him. So I'm going
They didn't
to
give
go
up a ton.
B right here. And obviously everything else has vanished. So I'm going to go B for George. I think in general, he's been pretty good. So
George, I think, is
my pick
a
be
good pick for
him.
the 24th
Again, I don't think he was the greatest player in the world, but not a bad pick at all. Then at 25, we've got Daddy A, who's Stephen A. Smith. It's a yearly occurrence, Stephen A. Smith being disgusted when the Knicks.
It is. You should have seen him. Y'all probably did. He just sat there, kind of mad.
The Knicks did not.
For
I don't
what?
understand him going mad about Knicks not getting Collier. The Knicks didn't need Collier. Daddy A is a tall wing who played pretty well in Germany, and he played in Euro Cup and averaged 6.5 points a game. This is a really tough level of competition, much higher than a lot of people do play. A lot of these young players playing. He held his own. He's a long guard.
He's
Doesn't
young,
really have
man.
too many.
He's young. What is he right now? 19? No, 18? I don't even think he's 19 yet.
Weakness as a player. I think in round 25 is about what he was worth. I'm going to say B. I think it was not a bad pick.
He's so
slightest.
young.
I actually like this pick. Then, now this is the weirdest pick.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
The entire draft.
What are we doing?
I don't hate Dylan Jones.
What are we doing?
I don't think he's bad.
What are we doing?
You could have gotten Dylan Jones at 45. This is you just trying to dump a bunch of second-round picks. Dylan Jones is an older player. He was really good at Weber State.
What are we doing with Dylan Jones, man?
His conference in points, rebounds, and assists. He's gonna be able to come in.
22
Whatever
years
he is as
old.
a rookie is probably the best he's gonna be. He's someone that might come in and help the Thunder. I think him 5 first-round pick or second-round picks for a 20.
And I get it. Second rounders aren't that valuable, but come on, man.
They're just trying to get off their picks right now, and maybe he does something for them. I don't hate it, but you could have got this guy with the 50th. You could have got this guy with the 40th pick. There are guys
I do not like this pick. I'll be the one to
that
say
I
it.
like more as far as fit and upside. I much prefer a Juristich. I think whoever gets him in the second round is getting themselves a steal. I don't hate it because he's a good basketball player. Let me just give him a C. I think C is fair for him. This is a wild pick. Then Terrence Shannon Jr. here for Minnesota.
Hey,
you got a 20.
I know he's old, man. I know he's old. You don't got to sit here and tell me he's literally going to be 24 in a month. I know. But he's fantastic.
7. A guy.
And I'm telling you, if he would never have gotten accused, falsely accused, I may add, he would have been a top 20 pick. Because he was great. Jay Billis said it at the start of the season, end of the season, he was great. He's going to be good.
Without question, a top 16, 17 pick if the off-the-court stuff doesn't happen. He
Exactly.
is one of the steals of this draft. He's one of the most NBA-ready players. And Minnesota, after Rob Dillingham and Terrence Shannon Jr., go take your A. You are one of the winners of this draft.
They are. They are. Big time. Terrence Shannon Jr. might be one of the better players in the draft. Day one.
Minnesota, man. Unbelievable draft. Ryan Dunn to the Phoenix Suns. So Ryan Dunn...
He shoots 50-some% from the free throw line, like 52.
Is the best defender in this draft. He might be the worst shooter I've ever seen. Like, I'm sorry. I could get similar numbers in shooting drills shooting with my left hand as Ryan Dunn can. And I
just don't understand how you're like... some people, I get it, like they just genuinely can't shoot when they try. But like, how are you so bad at shooting the basketball?
He's a first-round pick in the NBA draft. But he's the best defender in the draft. He's one of the best defenders in a while. He has one of the most broken jump shots I've ever seen. He's one of the most broken
jump shots. If he can put it together, man...
He does not fit whatsoever with Phoenix. Phoenix needed a point guard or a center, and they drafted
Phoenix needed a point guard.
When their entire teams are wings. I like Ryan Dunn, but I've said it about Ryan Dunn. In the right situation, this guy can be a really effective player. Ironically, if he was at Denver, he could have backed up Aaron Gordon. And with his athleticism, with his defense, and...
I don't know if Denver needs another wing. They got Braun and Peyton Watson, but I get what he's saying.
In that dunker spot with
I get what he's saying.
Good. Denver, if he was at Denver, I would say this is not a bad pick. But he was picked by one of the teams that I really don't like him. Because I like Ryan Dunn as a player, I'm going to give it a D. But I think Ryan Dunn, I would have given this an A if this was to New York. If this was
I don't hate it just because of his defense. You know it's going to be there, and you never know if he develops a jump shot. Watch out.
Probably a B.
It's a big if.
Denver, I would have probably given it a B. But specifically to Phoenix, just like the situation with Ron Holland, I don't hate Ryan Dunn.
Phoenix needs more depth too. Like they need more NBA ready players now.
I hate that the Phoenix Suns draft them, especially when they don't need him. He's just going to sit his ass on the bench. Isaiah Collier at 29.
I don't like the fit with Utah for him personally. It's just tough.
If this was another team but Utah, I'd be a lot higher. I don't know what his...
It's a good pick from Utah, though. They took the better... They took the best guy.
Again, he was good in college. I don't understand how he dropped so much. But there were picks before that. Like, teams don't really need point guards. He's 6'3". He's a strong guard. He's good, man. He's good. And to get him a 29, A. Like, you're getting a guy that is a top 15 level. Like, he might have been a lottery pick in a different year. I don't know why he fell so much. I really don't. 29, that is a great pick.
I agree. And I like Shireman, man. Shireman in Boston is a perfect fit. I know he's old, but it's a perfect fit.
And then you've got Baylor Shireman for Boston. Look, he's going to be fine. He'll play a role. He'll shoot the ball. He's someone that you just know.
He's not going to probably be as good of a shooter as like a guy like Sam Hauser, but he's a better playmaker, can handle it a little bit more.
He's going to be good in Boston.
I give it a B, man.
This is a situation where
it's a good pick,
if this was a different team, you might be looking at D. Actually, no, it's probably harsh. You're probably looking
D.
At D. It's a different team, but it's probably an A fit. He's probably a C player, but an A fit. So I'm going to go B.
Good.
I'm going to go B.
That's right.
So anyway, yeah. That is
overall good vid, DBG.
All the rookies. Thank you guys for watching.
Good vid, man. Good vid. I agree with most of it. Winner of my draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Call me a homer. Call me what you want. Them and the Lakers, they're the winners of your draft. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.